Here we go. Get your popcorn ready. What is Michael Karvelis watching? Thank you so much for tuning in. I am Michael Karvelis. A little bit of a change of pace for this show. This, of course, is entitled What is Michael Karvelis Watching? And we are on natalkradio.com with a video replay available on YouTube via 12 Ounce Sports. And if this does air in the future, you can still find us on YouTube, but I won't say what that is just yet. Buy tickets for less, whether it be sports or concert or Broadway, even theater, not that kind of theater, but just, theater stuff at natalkradio.com. On these episodes, this is my first one, I will be giving some movie takes. I will break down some movies that I saw with no spoilers. I will break down movies I saw with spoilers. I will also talk about series in general. And of course, some previews that I've watched that I'm excited for. Stay tuned for all of that. And I know that you will. There could be I don't know if we're going to have 50 episodes. I don't know if we're going to have 15. But regardless, I will be here and I will try to get these out as consistently as I can. This is a no spoilers edition. And today I am talking about Alita Battle Angel. Alita Battle Angel came out February 14th, 2019 BC. That's before COVID. As we know, the coronavirus entered the United States as a major outbreak in early 2020. Alita Battle Angel, I'll say to start off this inaugural episode of WMKW, is one of the best movies I have ever seen. And one of the reasons that is because of the extreme cliffhanger that it leaves that can only be matched by things like Star Wars stuff or Avengers Infinity War, which actually came out about a year before this movie, funny enough. And also, when I do reference other movies to compare to movies that I'm talking about, I will give you a heads up if I do give a spoiler. And I'm one of those people, I don't care how old a movie is. If I say no spoilers, that doesn't mean I'm going to reference, Star Wars and say what happens in that. Because some people have not seen Star Wars. And I don't want to ever take away that first viewing experience from them. I saw Star Wars Episode 9 in theaters once upon a time, side tangent here. And I saw it opening night, Star Wars Episode 9. I think it's called The Rise of Skywalker. And I looked up a spoiler for that, or I just looked up. Somehow I was Googling the movie and somehow found out something that, when I saw it, it just didn't hit at all. And it ruined it for me. And as I know people say the sequels are bad as it is, but think about that and then think about how much worse it could have been if you already knew what was going to happen. So I kick myself for things like that when I back into spoilers or get curious. You'll never appreciate the movie unless you enjoy it the first time without knowing anything. Okay? So for the next 20 seconds, if you have never seen Avengers, especially Avengers Infinity War, I'm going to reference it now. 5, 4, 3, 2, mute your things for 20 seconds, all right? In the Avengers Infinity War, Thanos, the main villain, is seen smirking in satisfaction at your screen. All right, so remember seeing that for the first time in the theaters? If you have seen it, most of you have. yeah, it was like, whoa, that was like, what happens next? And now that we've kind of reached the 20-second mark, welcome back. But that was how I felt with Alita Battle Angel. It was like, how is that? Like, what, what is this? And not saying, that something similar happens, but you look at it, and it's as cliffhanger awesome as that. It's amazing. And I feel like that is like the best of movies sometimes leave with that kind of stuff. Again, not comparing it to that scene, but I am saying that the Alita Battle Angel cliffhanger is pretty awesome. All right. Let's get into some just some details about Alita Battle Angel, and then we'll take a break here. The Alita movie was directed, I believe, written by James Cameron as well. James Cameron, of course, the movies that he has under his belt are Avatar 1, Avatar The Way of Water, and Avatar Fire and Ash, which at the recording of this comes out, it's August 14th when I'm doing this, and that movie comes out like sometime in December, okay? So James Cameron did those movies. James Cameron also did Titanic. You get it. He also did the Terminator movies. And he did Aliens, which came out in 1986, if you're into that kind of thing. I never saw that. Never saw the Avatar movies either, if I'm being quite honest with you. That's another thing I'm going to get into, hopefully by the end of this year, so I can see Avatar Fire and Ash. That being said, James Cameron's got a little bit of a track record of making bangers, okay? Making absolute heats, all right? So as I continue, Rosa Salazar is the person who voices and also is the motion capture for the face of Alita. She was awesome. Kean Johnson plays Hugo. Awesome character, by the way. Christoph Waltz plays Dr. Dyson Ito. And Dr. Dyson Ito is kind of, I believe, not really a spoiler here. He's just the doctor that like kind of rebuilds Alita, I'll say. But Dr. Dyson Ito, Christoph Waltz, should I say, I've seen him in some other movies too. Like he was in a James Bond like 007 movie that I saw kind of recently, and he was really good in that too. Got a nice accent, like a Russian. I don't know what he is, but should probably know. I'm gonna look that up actually. Christoph German. He's Austrian German. Okay. And you also have Mahershala Ali as Vector, and that's awesome too. So yeah, I just wanted to mention like the backstory here. Like again, to recap, Alita Battle Angel came out on February 14th, 2019 BC. One of the best movies I've ever seen, with an awesome cliffhanger, and it's directed by James Cameron. But when we come back, I'm going to talk about the reviews of this based on Rotten Tomatoes critics and fans. And I'll also get into the plot of the movie. And we'll be right back. Again, you're listening to What is Michael Karvelis Watching? Hashtag WMKW or NATalkRadio.com. We'll be right back. Wouldn't you like to know? What is Michael Karvelis watching? What am I watching? Like, will the world ever know? I'll tell you what the world should know is that you can buy tickets for sports, concerts, etc. for less. NATalkRadio.com. Click the event tickets tab. This, of course, is a no spoilers breakdown of Alita Battle Angel. This will be a two-part episode. The next episode that airs will not be Alita Battle Angel Part 2, but just be prepared for that when I do record it. Again, streaming on natalkradio.com. Also, airing on YouTube for replay anytime you want, or on Spotify, search North American Talk Radio. We are also on Streama and radio.net. We appreciate you for tuning in. Alita Battle Angel, little bit of a plot / synopsis here. Again, no spoilers. The movie Alita Battle Angel is based on the Japanese manga series Gundam. And I'll get into Japanese manga stuff later. The Japanese manga series Gundam, spelled Gunnm, is also known as Battle Angel Alita. It's written by Yukito Kishiro. The manga, which began in the early 1990s, explores a cyberpunk world where cyborgs and humans coexist. The film draws heavily from the first few volumes, stay tuned for that, of the manga, particularly the core story of Alita's discovery and journey. Yeah, that sums it up. And it's, so obviously you get the sci-fi part of this. It's also kind of like a post-apocalyptic thing. And I'll be honest, I'm not an anime person. And again, we can do that now. I'm not an anime person, so I don't know what Japanese manga stuff is. Like, I don't, my anime is literally the extent of me watching as a kid a little bit of Dragon Ball Z. I didn't think Yu-Gi-Oh was good. I thought Pokemon was good. Like, I never even saw Avatar Air, but like all that stuff, that's my knowledge of anime. I can't even think of the word right now. It's like I'm 28 years old. I'm a white guy living in Southeast Georgia. Like, I don't get into that. And if it helps people out there, when I watch superhero movies, I'm not aware of the comics like that. I don't care. It's not my thing. I also think anime is also very overplayed, if that's even the correct term, probably not. It's overplayed at this point. My point of saying that is I don't even know if it's manga or manga. I'm assuming it's manga. But Japanese manga series, it's a whole volume of stories. So again, keep that in mind as I leave my own little cliffhanger. And we'll get into all of that in this episode. I just wanted to say what the synopsis / plot of this thing is. Also, cyberpunk movies, I can't think of many off the top of my head. I know Terminator. It's funny that James Cameron did this movie, Alita, and he also did Terminator. That's kind of like a cyberpunk. I don't know. Is that? I don't know. All I know is that Alita is so good. Like, if there was anything that got me into anime or make me read, like, my first anime is Alita Battle Angel, okay? Or should I say Gundam? I don't even know if the M is silent. Gunnm. Now, I will also add this. I will refer to Rotten Tomatoes many times in this show. What is Michael Karvelis watching? Hashtag WMKW. I will refer to Rotten Tomatoes because I know they have got a critics section, which is always wrong. Well, at least from my point of view. So, and they also have a fan section, which I actually do like to rate movies as much as I can. But yeah, the fans' review of this, well, we'll do critics first. The critics of this gave this a 61%. And I'm like, God, you're not helping the cause here. And I don't know. I didn't really look at this in 2019 when I saw this movie, actually. I didn't know that going in. But I know going out, I felt way closer to the 91% than I did 61. And I did rate this movie. Actually, we can do that here. I don't have to save that for part 2. I rated Alita Battle Angel a 10 out of 10. And I have like a bunch of movies to get to, and I'll kind of tease this here on my first episode. Out of 62 movies, or it's more than 62, out of like 68 movies right now that I have like personally rated and watched, Alita Battle Angel is one of 12 movies that I've given a perfect 10. All right. So that list is now at 68. I still have 119 plus to go. So if you think of any movie I need to watch that's not rated R, by the way, I will not watch R-rated movies, period. I'll explain that in a later episode. However, if you have any recommendations for me or think I haven't saw something, tell me. Like, you know any cyberpunk movies that you think are good that are underrated? Let me know in the comments. Twitter is at NA Talk Radio, as is the Instagram. I'm also at Michael Karvelis on Twitter and Instagram. Let me know, But yeah, 61% of critics, 91% of fans like the movie. Again, I lean obviously closer to the fans, and I think the fans were right. And again, going forward, I will use Rotten Tomatoes a bunch, and I'll probably explain that every time. But it's a good barometer of what people who think they are experts in the game and what this general population is thinking. All right, I will take one more water break here, and no, I don't have to pee. When I come back, though, I will discuss the money/reality of Alita and the potential, maybe, for an Alita 2 and why that even comes up in the first place, all right? Thanks for tuning in. What is Michael Karvelis watching on NA Talk Radio? We'll be right back.
What is he watching?
I don't know. You should ask him. Or hear me out. You can listen to the show. Again, this show will always be on demand via YouTube. You can search North American Talk Radio on Spotify as well. I'm also going to have actual real commercials for audio next time as well. I just really want to do this episode. Remember to buy tickets for less by going to our website, natalkradio.com. And there you can find other great shows like What is Michael Karvelis Watching? And again, this is a no spoilers edition of my movies. And most of this series will be movies, by the way. Like I'll put it this way. As a Star Wars super fan, I literally have watched 3 episodes of The Mandalorian, all right? Now, there's another idea for a fun episodes I could do, is my breakdown of every season of Mandalorian. I'm actually going to do that now. I mean, this is why I like talking sometimes to myself, because, and I don't do this out loud, but like when I talk out loud on podcasts and just to people in general, I get these new ideas. And I would not have thought of them. I'm not a silent thinker. I have to be talking to somebody or feel like, I'm talking to somebody on, like, I feel like there's, if 5 people watch this, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm talking to you. Yeah, you are. Again, breaking down Alita Battle Angel with no spoilers here. And just a recap of what we discussed in the first 2 segments. And these shows will be about 30 minutes in length, easily. Alita Battle Angel is one of the best movies I've ever seen. I gave it a perfect 10 movie rating on my movie ranking list. It leaves an extreme cliffhanger that can only be compared or matched by stuff like Star Wars and Avengers, specifically Avengers Infinity War. Alita was made by James Cameron, and it got 91% good reviews on Rotten Tomatoes. And Alita Battle Angel is based on the Japanese manga series Gundam, Gunnm, by Yukito Kishiro, which explores a cyberpunk world where cyborgs and humans coexist. The film draws heavily from the first few volumes of the manga. All right, so something I thought about while reading that over and over again, see what I'm talking about, is the film draws heavily from the first few volumes. All right, now my dumb self, because I'm going to get to this, Battle Angel Alita volumes. All right, how many are there? 9! Holy cow, there's 9! I'm so happy. I'm so happy. Wow. That made my entire wow. Yeah, you should all be happy. Not only that I have a soundbite, but also that I just found. I'm so happy I looked that up. I literally pre-recorded this episode one time before, did a whole 30-minute thing, and never realized. Oh god, I'm so happy. All right, so regardless of that, it is noteworthy that the first Alita Battle Angel movie by James Cameron drew from the first few volumes, which means you have like 6 more. By the way, the budget of Alita Battle Angel was $170 million. It has made, thankfully, about $500 million at the box office. Now, a lot of that money was during COVID and post-COVID, whenever you think that actually did end. And I'm happy. I am happy that it made that much money. And you're like, oh, cool, this is great. Now James Cameron can make more movies. Unfortunately, James Cameron has been on record, I believe, by being focused on Avatar sequels right now. I'm like, great, okay. So as I told you before, Avatar movies, again, James Cameron movies. Avatar came out in 2009. Never saw it. Avatar: The Way of Water, 2022. Also never saw that. And Avatar: Fire and Ash comes out this December-ish, I think. Something like that. And it frustrates me because after Fire and Ash, there is a 4-year window because supposedly in December, it's December 19th of this year is when Fire and Ash comes out. Regardless of that, the unnamed Avatar 4 comes out supposedly December 2029, and that's according to multiple outlets. Avatar 5 comes out December 2031. I'm going to kind of predict something now, because this does tie into Alita. I think Avatar is going to be done before 2031. I just think it will be. I don't know why James Cameron would make 2 movies within 3 years and then wait another, 4 years to finish it. That's finish it. I didn't want to sound like I cussed there. Unless 2025 leaves off on a massive cliffhanger, and again, confession, I need to watch these movies anyways. But I don't know what would justify waiting again. Like, I know James Cameron will take his time, but also I'm kind of being selfish because I want another Alita before 2031. Like, come on. With that, I'll say this. It's really sad here. I think the worst case scenario is we get an Alita Battle Angel Part 2, or however they want to name that, in 2032. So 7 years from the airing of this episode. Like, I don't want to wait that long. Best case scenario is late 2026 or early 2027. I say that because James Cameron and the other person who worked on the first movie want to do another one. And I've heard like they've already talked about like there's rumors it could be in production or at least development, which means they're kind of getting their first steps in there. Shout out Fantastic Four. I don't obviously think we're gonna get anything early 2026, but can we, button up some things by December 2026? Sure. Now, February 2027 would be cool. Again, that would be 8 years after our first one that came out February 14th, 2019. Also, this makes me even more sad to say. So in 2019, 13 years after that would be 2032. And I'm not saying the two are connected, but it would be my luck or good fortune or whatever you want to say. It would be my fate, I will say, if James Cameron follows Alita 2 like he did Avatar: The Way of Water. Oh goodness. Can you imagine? Avatar comes out 2009. Big breakthrough, awesome movie, right? 2022, 13 years later, he comes out with The Way of Water, okay? 2019, right? We got Alita Battle Angel. Awesome. Good stuff, man. After Avatar's done, 2032, which also happens to be 13 years later, I don't want to wait that long, man. There's got to be something. There's got to be something we the people can do. And again, I genuinely like this movie. One of my favorite movies. And I also have another confession. I feel like this is a good time to air this dirty laundry out here. All right? I don't usually tell people this, so you're in on a little secret. Not even my mother knows. Only between me and God right now. All right? I don't want to keep you guys waiting. So basically, I watch most movies once. All right? I'll admit it. The only movies I've seen a million times are Star Wars and Pixar movies like Cars and Toy Story, stuff that I grew up on, all right? And for me, I need to watch Alita again. I own the movie on Blu-ray. Shout out to the Red Box. Where someone would put I think Redbox is out of business now, but which is a shame. But you would go to their little kiosk thing, and someone would watch a movie once, and it's considered used. So I got Alita Battle Angel for $5. I'm like, yes, that's this is why I live. Alita Battle Angel for $5. That's a bargain. I also need to use that sound bite. But yeah, if you did see Alita, please comment below on any Talk Radio social media or on YouTube, etc. Even on Spotify, cry out loud. Let me know what you thought about it. Do you think it's a 9 or 10 out of 10 movie? I give it 10 out of 10. Also, please don't give much spoilers, okay? This is a no spoilers episode. I would appreciate the comments. If any of you do comment, you follow that same line of thought. Regardless, I'm out of time. And 13 years, man. Yeah. The next movie I'll be breaking down is either Star Wars sequels or Formula One, which I just saw a few days ago. I don't know which one I'll do. Thanks for watching, guys, and listening. NATalkradio.com. Have a great one.